wrote this letter for you. Otherwise, we still bump into your music. Sakaleka ya malesha kukulembela kukuuza benefit tika petendela babiri barashama kunovele wezo lembela kulipeanga lembe moga mwene wezo lembela inena tia
Alpha Romeo
ulili mtu wangu wisuwezeko kuona fiti mweba chinjila mapitreyo ungateke bantu mweba chinjila yoma kapachama jamagiza sembe wezeko sembe muba jamagiza barafu bamatirikana tena emiti bagai wafuna titi mweza ya energy competition tila sina envy nikulimba ngati ni musonza wa kulevi bali muzo silisi babebi chitika ni mamuona chemba mika nishi ya pikika sumani bila kukutima wase sembe wazeko sembe na kumapita sembe na kere mtoti wa ichemba sembe benzela kama nyingi ngati weze sembe na ya washata kwa jalama za wajiri
So I'm listening to this and I'm getting to realize that it's almost everyone who is missing Pjay, even the new wave.
Well, for me, one thing comes out of this song: Alpha Romeo doing what he does best. Nobody tells the Zambian story better than Alpha Romeo. He's been telling the Zambian story for years. Remember, there's a time he did Rumor. There's a time, the most recent one, What a Time, and this one, Letter to Pjay, a true reflection of what is prevailing in the Zambian music industry. Indeed, Pjay left a mark that is indelible, a mark that is hard, and for me, a mark that will never be filled. Fantastic artist, fantastic songwriter, fantastic vocalist, and definitely Alpha Romeo really suffers from the loss of Pjay.
Okay, so I'm getting to think, coming up with this particular soundtrack, obviously it should come from him, but I'm thinking, obviously, it could be that he's failing to move on, now that Pjay is no longer there, and obviously failing to, bring on board someone who will fit in his place.
Yeah, exactly. He rightly put it that still pushing on, but there's no one to do the hook like you could. The most, capable person to do that was the late Dave, but unfortunately death robbed us of him as well. So really it's true. Alpha Romeo's music has always been whereby he does the bass, then somebody does the hook for him. And so Elisha Long, I hope this bond goes on. In this one, I love the way Elisha Long just came in to seal it at the end.
But then, obviously, this is something that we really have to appreciate Alpha Romeo. How he's been quiet.
Exactly.
We've anticipated so much coming from him. Obviously, him coming up with a label or, a crew that would make it so huge in the Zambian music industry. We saw him join XYZ,
Exactly.
but we don't really know where his fate is. He's talking about his friends. H-Mark starting up his own label,
the New Age,
the New Age.
acknowledging the talent in the New Age crew.
Mm.
And for me, one thing that stands out is the honesty in the song. There's so much truth and honesty. And this is one thing I love about Alpha Romeo. He doesn't beat about the bush. When he wants to talk about something, he says the truth. He talked of Roberto having snubbed him on a feature. But he said he's moved on. He says a lot of things. He says Bobby Easter became a singer.
Okay, kung kamjamu timbe kamngani this futhi. But how come Roberto never really wanted to work with Alpha Romeo?
No, it's hard to know, Kevin, unless we hear from Roberto. We've heard from Alpha's side, but we haven't heard from Roberto's side. Maybe they wanted him on the wrong time. He was being engaged. The times that you're engaged, then people would want you somewhere. Then you give an excuse, no, I won't be available. Then others might take it that punk. So it happens.
Let's go to the ratings. How do you rate this?
In all fairness, this is an 8 out of 10. I love it. Alpha doing this old school rap. This is all the rap, the 4 bars, the original, the old school rap. I can call it the old school rap. Just the bounce and just the rhyming and just the old school rap. It's now that I'm beginning to see that hip hop is slowly being reappreciated. Remember, there was a time when hip hop was very much appreciated among the Zambian population. Then these Dunka beats came in. But slowly now, people are beginning to get back to appreciate this kind of music. I can testify from how the people are loving Dismo's album, Get to My Heart. That is a testimony. So if Alpha Romeo can be consistent, he might just get to where he was at one point.
Okay, as for me, I give him 7 out of 10.
Why?
It's still good. I like the concept. Yeah, I was gonna give him less than 5, but because of the concept, how he just built himself into this track, and the lyrics, of course, also just how he was coming out. So I give him 7 out of 10.
Not bad. It's a good track.
Yeah, it is a good track. You should check it out. It's out. It's Alpha Romeo featuring Elisha Long, and it's titled Letter to Pjay. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Feel Free Breakfast Show with me, Nature VK, and of course DJ Koch.
Today is the last day in the month of May. Tomorrow we kickstart a new month. So it's been an eventful month. For me, it feels like it's taken a lot of time to get done with.
All right, we'll be back on the other side. Good morning and keep it locked.